Jacob Misiorowski is a rookie. He only has a handful of starts this season for the Brewers, but he's been absolutely untouchable in many ways and has been a complete kind of household name, phenom type thing happening in Milwaukee, which is Algonquin for the good land, I believe. And Misiorowski, a.k.a. The Miz, is firing triple-digit fastballs. I mean, most of his throws are hitting triple digits, so people are just in awe of him right now. And Major League Baseball named him as one of the National League All-Stars. Well, this did not make the Philadelphia Phillies happy, maybe other teams as well, but the Phillies had a couple of guys specifically in their bullpen they thought were more deserving than Misiorowski, and they said that basically the All-Star Game is becoming the Savannah Bananas. And this is a joke. He's not a veteran. He doesn't have enough service time. He doesn't have enough starts this year, and they're just putting on a show. And so the Phillies decided to bellyache this week about it. From a Philly standpoint, you want to circle the wagons, defend your guys, say we got dudes that belong in the All-Star Game. Maybe they also have All-Star Game bonuses in their contract. You want to see them get rewarded. You want to see them get honored and recognized. Hey, that's being a good teammate. That's fine. I got no problem with that. But let me tell you, Philadelphia Phillies, you don't matter here. You really don't. Because when you dismissively say, what are we now, the Savannah Bananas? Guess what the Savannah Bananas do? Sell out football stadiums night after night after night, not in Savannah, Georgia. And there is a waft, I would say, a whiff of what is happening at times in the WNBA of looking at Caitlin Clark's success or popularity and not recognizing that's good for everybody and sniffling at it, scoffing at it, saying, well, what are we, a sideshow? Well, I would say to those around Major League Baseball, do you sell out football stadiums night after night? Have you become a cultural touchstone? Do you play on a baseball team that is known not for what players are on the team, but because it's in your social media feed constantly and people are excited about the fun, the excitement, the joy, the memory that is built there? Because if not, you should maybe take a look at what the Savannah Bananas are doing. And for Major League Baseball, does this have a touch of, hey, he's popular, he trends on social, we should get him into the game? Yeah, it does. But I would answer, what's wrong with that? This is a showcase for the sport. This is an exhibition. This does not count for anything. It's no longer about home field advantage in the World Series. It's not about league pride as it was once upon a time when Pete Rose ran over Ray Fosse. It's not about any of that anymore. We know this. We had to come to that conclusion because you guys on the field proved that because you wanted to play one inning and then be taken out because the managers made it as though it is no longer really a competition because it no longer has any value to it on the field. So if that's the way it's going to be, and it is just a showcase of the sport, then Jacob Misiorowski, the Miz, does need to be in here because he's clearly one of the best stories of the first half of the season. No? We could go back to Paul Skeens. If Paul Skeens does what he is doing right now, but doesn't have enough starts to qualify for an all-star bid, should he not be invited? Or does he move the needle? Is he what people want to see? I think it's ridiculous. And don't get me wrong, I understand wanting to earn your stripes in the All-Star game. This is an important thing for everybody to have on their bio, on their baseball reference page, for their Hall of Fame credentials or whatever. The more All-Star games, the better your career looks and the better your post-career prospects are. I understand all that. But let's also get real baseball and baseball players, and specifically the Philadelphia Phillies griping about this. If Jacob Misiorowski starts against your team and there is a full house and there are millions of people watching on TV because of him, that's good for you. And don't ever forget it. that's good for you. The more eyes that are on your sport at the right time, better for you. Rising tide lifts all boats, right? That's the simple fact of the matter. When my company, SiriusXM, and I do the morning show on Channel 82, Mad Dog Sports Radio, went out and plucked or signed Stephen A. Smith, well, guess what? I understood that the decision was to move the needle. I liked a lot the two hosts that they replaced Stephen A. with, and that was Michelle Beadle and Cody Decker, two friends of mine, and I really liked their show, and they did a really, really good job. But if I'm here as part of a business operation, and my business believes this is what gets more eyes on the channel or more ears on your channel or your place of business, and that should be in the long run good for everybody, I've got to say, yeah, it is. No hard feelings. I get it. And I think the Phillies should understand that. I think baseball players in general should understand that. Baseball lacks the cultural significance of the NFL and in some ways the NBA in some parts of the country as well. Guess what grabs that? Guys like The Miz. So is it going to be by the book the way it used to be? Maybe not. But to scoff at what are we, the Savannah Bananas? If you had attendance, attention, and social media curating like the Savannah Bananas, you'd be a better league. And the Bananas are actually proving what you don't do well. They are filling the void of a country that loves the sport, actually, of baseball, but needs some fun or some juice or some excitement, or can you believe they did this, or social media, selfie, Instagram, TikTok-worthy moments. That's why the Bananas work. They took a sport that we already love, but they put it with turbo boosters and fun behind it. If Major League Baseball players think that they don't want to be the Bananas, well, guess what? You won't be. You'll be looked over and looked past.